Hey y'all, you seen the title of the video. Girl is back again with another story time. If you're new to my channel, hey girl, hey. If you're a returning subscriber, I don't even have to say anything because you know what's up, I know what's up, we know what's up, and that's on what? That's on period and Mary Had a Little Lamb. As y'all can see by the title in the thumbnail, in today's story time, I'm going to be giving y'all a story time about the time. Why did I say that twice? Y'all know what I mean. I'm giving y'all a story time about the time I got scammed by a photographer. And let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room. Your girl is blind. I officially have to wear glasses, y'all. So y'all can call me Four Eyes. Like, I like it. I feel like it's cute. Like, I look like a cute, sexy, it's giving sexy. I don't know, y'all. My man like it. Like, this is a cute little Cosmo play, but in real life, like, I really have to wear glasses. So this is gonna be look. And anytime y'all see me post and I'm not wearing glasses, ask me where my glasses at, unless I tell y'all I got contacts. But girl, let's go ahead and get into it. So this happened a few years ago. This was in 2016 to be exact. And I have to give y'all the backstory because a lot of y'all are gonna be like, Aisha, how did you not know that this was a scam? But y'all, I truly was out of the loop back then. So I'm trying to figure out a name because I always forget to give people a name. And y'all been getting on me lately about my name. So we're going to go ahead and name him. Let's name him 55 inches, y'all, because that's how tall he was. This man was extremely short, and I wouldn't give him this name if it didn't have anything to do with his personality. But I don't know if y'all heard of the Napoleon complex, but he had that. And I hate to stereotype people, but he definitely had that. He was so angry, y'all. He was like a little 55-inch angry bird. Like, he was so angry, so aggressive. I cannot. And I'm not sure if y'all are familiar with GroupMe. Basically just a app where you message people. It's used for college students, but a lot of people would make group chats and be doing a whole lot of non-educational things on there. Like, they had a GroupMe for tree. People would sell tree on GroupMe. People would do hot plates on GroupMe, sell hair, they had a whole bunch of stuff going on, y'all. I told y'all that's where I did ghetto Uber at. There was like Uber services on there. There was like EBT or like government. It was, y'all, it was a hot mess. But I used to live on GroupMe. Like, that was where all my group chats for my classes were. And then also I would always be in the hair GroupMes, and I would be in like, I would just be in a whole bunch of GroupMes, y'all. And a lot of times people would like spam the other GroupMes. I could be in the hair group chat and somebody would be talking about who need a gram of the good stuff. Y'all know what I mean. I used to catch Ubers, y'all. Freshman year of college, I did not have a car. And then my second year, I ended up totaling my car. So I used to have to take rides. So I'm in this job ride group chat or whatever. And I'm scrolling, and 55 inch posted a ad in there. And the ad read, I am doing I'm looking for models. I'm doing a paid photo shoot. And he had a picture of a whole bunch of Instagram models. And one of the girls that he had in the picture was Wayda at the time, y'all. I didn't know who Wayda was. And I know you're probably thinking like, how you didn't? But girl, I lived underneath a rock. Call me SpongeBob, because I really didn't know who she was. I didn't know a lot of the Instagram influencers. I didn't start getting on social media heavy until like 2019. If y'all recall from my story time that I did, I think I did it a few years ago, when my first bank account got closed down, because I'm so embarrassed to admit this, but if you are OG on this channel, you already know my first bank account got closed down because a guy put like a fake check in my account. And at that time, me and hundreds and thousands of other students, we didn't know that was a scam. Obviously in 2025, everybody already know that that was a scam, but back then I was very naive and common sense wasn't so common. So I really didn't know, y'all. But anyway, this was around that time. This was in 2016. I was a sophomore in college at this time. I see this ad, and he says that it's a paid photo shoot, and he has like a picture of a whole bunch of Instagram models, and he has his Instagram like connected to the link. When I click on his page, y'all, this man had 20,000 followers, and now 25,000 followers is nothing because everybody famous. But back then, social media wasn't what it was today. Like, I don't even think you could buy fake followers back then, or if you could, I wasn't hip. Like, I wasn't on game. I didn't know ball. I didn't know that you could buy fake followers. I didn't know that if somebody tagged you in a photo, like, I don't even know if they had tags on there. But I just remember he had a whole bunch of Instagram models on his page, and he had a whole bunch of like nice photos on his page. So I just remember thinking like, I'm gonna do this. I'm about to be the next America Next Top Model. Like, I am going to do this. This is about to be my redemption year. Because I don't know about y'all, but I was one of those little childhood models. Y'all know how you would be in the mall and a man would come up to you and be like, your daughter is like the most prettiest daughter in the world. Like, your daughter could be a model. And then he would fill your head up with all these dreams and aspirations, and your mama would pay for it. Yeah, my mom used to do that, y'all. I used to be in an agency that was in the mall. They would scout like little girls and tell them that they can be a model, and they would start basically, they were grifters, y'all. They would start taking payments of money from these parents because we believed at the time that we was the prettiest little girl in the world. But they would tell every other little girl that, yeah, that was me. And also, and like when I was growing up, I used to want to be a model. I used to watch American Next Top Model. That was my show, y'all. So keep this in mind. At this time, I'm like, this is about to be my redemption year because he has a bunch of followers. Maybe if he posting on his page, I can get scouted, I can get seen. That was my sentiment at the time. So I go ahead and I message him on GroupMe. Like, if somebody puts a message inside the group chat, you can click on their profile and send them a direct message. So I messaged him and I'm like, I'm interested. He messages me back, y'all, and I should have known that it was a scam because how he wrote me back, it was giving so professional. Like, it was a copy and paste message, but this is before ChatGPT. This is before AI. We didn't have AI back then, but his message was so professional. Like, he wrote me back as if it was like an email template. And that's how I should have known that he was a scammer, because scammers are always writing like they applying to Harvard. Like, I should have known, y'all. But at the time, naive, I didn't think anything of it. I wrote him, I told him I was interested. He wrote me back and he was saying that I needed to submit a portfolio and I needed to submit it to this email. And then he specified that I needed to send a headshot, a side profile, and then a face profile. And then he wanted me to be in a full body with a all black leotard on, like a bodysuit on. So I was just like, oh, I'm gonna do this. And at the time I was talking to this guy. We're not even gonna give him a name. Well, let's name him Ted. I was talking to this, Ted. That's too close to who I'm really talking to. So we gonna go with Fred. That's my friend X. Jesus. We gonna go with Malcolm, y'all. I was dating Malcolm, but when I say dating, we were not dating exclusively. And I remember when I got that message back, Malcolm was like, who you writing? Because he was one, y'all, this man was so insecure. So Malcolm was just like, who you writing? And I was just like, about to get ready and apply for this this modeling thing or whatever. I'm gonna need you to take my photos. And he was just like, what modeling thing? And I was on 55-inch Instagram, and he's looking at the Instagram account, and he was just like, you not applying for that? And I'm just like, I am gonna apply for that. And he was like, nah, them photographers, they be real creepy. They be on that PD-ish. And y'all, he was right. But at the time, I was just like, no, he wasn't. Like, I don't think that's the vibe he's giving. He has a whole bunch of people with a whole bunch of followers on his Instagram. Just really naive, y'all. Malcolm had took my phone and he was looking at the Instagram, and he was just like, bro, this girl don't got no clothes on. And at the time, I really didn't think anything of it, y'all, because this was that era. It was very popular. People still do it now, but I don't see it as much as they did like back like 10 years ago on Instagram. Girls for their birthday, they would have like nude photo shoots, and they would have like cake on their boobs, and they would have like basically sprinkles covering their areola and cake. They would put like cake, they would have like a cake, y'all, on the floor, and then they would have like icing on their breasts, so they would just hold their boobs, and then they would have a whole bunch of like cake or like birthday balloons in the back, and they didn't have no damn clothes on. That was the norm at the time. So I was kind of desensitized to that, and I felt like Malcolm was telling me he didn't want me to do it because he was insecure. Like, he didn't want me to be taking photos like that. And I'm like, this is not that type of photo shoot, and if it is that type of photo shoot, then I'm not gonna go forth with it, because he did say like he wanted us to wear like a leotard in the portfolio picture that he wanted us to submit. So, and it's so funny because Malcolm was adamant about it. He was just like, nah, them be predators with ring lights. That's Photoshop. Them predators. And I'm just like, nah, like, his work is tea. Like, he had really professional work. All of the pictures on his Instagram was in a studio, y'all. It was like a white studio, and then he would have like Photoshop balloons, or sometimes he would do like, he mainly did like birthday photo shoots. He didn't have any, I'm not gonna lie, he didn't really have any pictures with girls with like full outfits on or any landscape pictures. Everything was in a studio, and it was like a birthday photo shoot. Like, that was what he was known for. I'm just like, I don't care. Like, you just, like, you insecure. That's why you didn't want me to do it. But y'all, really, my woman's intuition, it didn't kick in yet. I didn't have it that year. So I was super, like, geeked up about this. I didn't even think I was going to get picked because I was inside the group chat waiting on a ride because I had booked somebody through the group me. And a lot of girls had replied to it. It had got a lot of likes. It had got a lot of engagement. So I wasn't even thinking I'm going to get picked because it had like over 50 likes on it. So I'm like, a whole bunch of people probably message him and I'm probably not going to get picked. I'm pretty sure it's like a limited photo shoot. I think he put in the message that it was a limit, but I can't really recall how small or how big the limit was, y'all. But nonetheless, fast forward, I was working at Chick-fil-A at this time, y'all. I'm at work and I don't know what it is, but you know when you be talking about somebody and God wants you to say it in their face, like you never see them, but you're talking about somebody and then you end up seeing them. That's literally what happened. I was working at Chick-fil-A and it's like going on like midnight. Like the night has ended. And what was crazy was, I think it was a game or something that day, because typically Chick-fil-A be dead on Friday at night, but in the morning it be lit because of Set Friday. But this particular day, y'all, it was like so many people in there. It was a bunch of people in there and they had me busting tables. So anytime I used to be so embarrassed. Girl, they had me busting tables, and anytime I would see guys that was cute, I would hide. Like, I would run. Like, I did not want to see guys. Like, imagine being in college and your peers are seeing you in a Chick-fil-A oversized uniform, because they gave me like a extra large uniform, y'all, because I was T and they didn't want nobody to know I was T. So they intentionally gave me a large uniform. Like, literally my uniform, like, it was like a curtain, y'all. It draped over me. It was so damn big. I had like a 3X uniform and I would tuck it in, and I just hate being seen in my uniform. So I would like run. So it was a bunch of guys like at a table and they were basically trying to get my attention, and I just kept acting like I didn't hear them. I kept pretending like I had headphones, and I just went and looked their way. So I'm literally picking up the trash and one of the guys run up to me, and I am shook because the guy is 55 inches. Mind you, I had never seen 55 inches before this. Like, never before. And I knew it was him, y'all, because the day before I was literally on his Instagram, like stalking his page, because I wanted to see if he was going to announce like they already filled the position for the models, because he also posted an ad on Instagram and a whole bunch of people had commented under that ad saying like, I'm interested. So I'm thinking like, I'm probably not gonna get the gig. But 55 inches, he comes up to me. He was just like, what's your name? And I was like, my name is Asia. And he was just like, oh, you're mad pretty. Photo shoot next week and I'm looking for models. Like, you want to be a model? And I'm just like, yeah, I would be interested in being a model. Like, I'm trying to act hard, y'all. I'm trying to act like I ain't interested. I'm trying to act like I didn't know what ball it was. So I'm just like, yeah, like, I'll be interested. What type of photo shoot? He was like, I've worked with big brands like Huda Beauty, Jayda Amore. I've worked with, who's that other girl? He mentioned working with Raven. I don't know if y'all know the girl Raven that has she has a brand called Body by Raven. He said that he worked with her, and he was basically listing like a whole bunch of influencers. And at the time, I didn't know half of these people, but I knew when I clicked on their page, they had like hundreds and thousands of followers. But I didn't know them at this time because, like I said, I lived under a rock. Like, when growing up, when it came to like being on social media, my mom didn't play that. Like how kids now, they know what baddies is. Girl, well, I'm not gonna lie, I did used to have to sneak and watch Bad Girls Club, but even then my mom monitored a lot of the things that we did. Like, I couldn't get Facebook until I pretty much was getting ready to graduate high school, y'all. Too much on my mother, but a lot of things I just was sheltered and I didn't know. Like, my mother was a teen mother, so she thought I can get pregnant by doing anything. Like, she would always be like, no, Facebook for grown people, Facebook are grown people, only kids are on, like, what was the app? I think I was on Snapchat back then. And then I also think this was, I don't think this was MySpace era because I think MySpace had already closed, but I know I used to be on Snapchat heavy back then, and I used to have to sneak to be on Facebook because my mother would swear. She would be like, Asia, Facebook is for grown people. Like, she would think that I would get pregnant. Like, any type of social media app, or if she see me watching something, or if I was seen with makeup on, y'all, my mother would be like, oh, you're gonna get pregnant. And side quest, like, quick little interlude, y'all. I remember one time I was sick. Like, I was literally sick, and my aunt was at my house, and my aunt came in my room, and she was just like, Asia, what's wrong with you? And I was holding my stomach, and my aunt went and told my mom, My mom name is Michi, y'all. She went and she was like, y'all, I think Asia pregnant. And my mom busted in my room door and she was like, you pregnant? You pregnant? You better not. And it's just like, I'm ill. My stomach hurts. Like, I am ill. And you accusing me of being pregnant because I'm ill. Like, I couldn't even be sick because my mama thought I was going to be pregnant. So keep that in mind. And I feel like this is why I was so sheltered, because my mom had it hard because she was a teen mom. So she didn't want me to get pregnant. So she was just real hard on me, and she tried to like keep a lot from me. So fast forward back to where we were at. So I'm at the Chick-fil-A, and I'm kind of in awe, y'all. I'm really trying to play it off like I don't already know about the photo shoot, because it's crazy that I messaged him and he never even opened that message. Like, even after this situation, he never got to my message that I sent him on WhatsApp. But I end up giving him my number, and he said that he was gonna like let me know, like keep me in the loop or whatever. Fast forward, I get added. This was like 2 days later. And then I even told Malcolm. Malcolm was pissed. Malcolm was just like, if they got you wearing something crazy, you not doing it. And I didn't care what Malcolm was saying. Because like I said, y'all, I thought that this was going to be an opportunity for me to be a model and like build my portfolio up and stuff. And it's crazy. It's crazy because you would think I would have already knew how this process worked, because I did modeling like when I was younger, like in middle school. I did like the modeling with agencies where you would like take pictures and then you would have to send money and you would have to like move. Y'all, I don't know. If you know, you know. I did stuff like that, but I didn't. I don't know, y'all. I was really naive. Like, I did not know that to really be a model, like to really make it in the modeling industry, it's not really, it's like really who you know. Like, you really have to know people and connect with people. You don't just get put on by moving up and moving up. Like, it's really hard to move up in the model industry. It's really all about who you know. And because he was saying that he knew all of these influencers and models at the time, I thought like that could be my connect. Anyway, I get added to this group chat because our phone numbers is connected to WhatsApp. You can either connect a email or you can connect a phone number. I gave him my phone number, y'all. He asked me to this group chat. It's like 20 girls in the group chat, and I can tell that I'm behind in the group chat because it's a whole bunch of chaos in the group chat. All the girls are like, oh, what are y'all wearing? Do y'all think we should wear this? Like, they basically asking like a whole bunch of questions, talking about outfits, saying how they're excited. And then I seen somebody ask like, what's the address? Like, what's the address to the place? And this is when I should have known that it was gonna be foolery, y'all. I should have known, because his assistant, we just gonna call him assistant for the sake of this story, because 55 inch, he never wrote in this chat. Like, he added me to the chat, but I had never seen a message from 55 inch. But his assistant will always write in the chat and update us with information. His assistant was like, the address is going to be provided the day of. And that should have been a red flag right there, because what you mean you're going to provide us with the address the day of? Y'all need to at least give us the time, because at the time, y'all, I was taking Ubers. Like, I did not have a car, so I need to know at least what side of town it was going to be at, what time it was. I need to be able to schedule my ride and my appointments in advance. So the fact that they wasn't giving us the address, my antenna started to go off. And at the time, I think I just told myself like, okay, maybe it's just for privacy, it's just for secrecy. But no, y'all, it was for foolery. It was for foolery. They didn't want us to know the address. We're going to get there. Fast forward, the following day, that morning, they end up sending us the address, and they told us that the time was going to be at 3 p.m. So I'm like, all right, that's cool. They told us the address like at 9 o'clock. So I'm like, that's enough time for me to get ready. That morning, y'all, when I woke up, I was blasting Beyonce. I started shaving. I started doing my hair. Like, I was just doing the most. And Malcolm had spent the night to my house, so he was annoyed. He was just like, bro, you doing all of that for what? Like, why you doing all of that? Because I already told you, depending on what they told you to wear, you not going. Like, I'm not letting you go. And I'm just like, I am going. Y'all would have thought that I was about to be on a Vogue magazine the way I was acting. I was like, I'm going. I don't care what you say. He's like, well, you don't have to take me. I got Uber. Like, we got into it real bad that morning, because it's just like, why are you ruining my chance to be and seen by niggas that got some money? Like, I know you want me, but no, like, we're going up. Like, we don't do you in your 1994 Honda. Like, we trying to move up. We trying to elevate. Like, y'all, I really thought I was about to be hot shit. I thought I was about to be hot shit. So I'm getting ready. I'm shaving my legs. And Malcolm, he just keep bothering me. Like, he had pissed me off so bad this day, because it's just like, Why are you not happy for me? Why are you not happy? Like, I'm about to build my career. Like, why are you not happy for me? So anyway, y'all, fast forward like an hour go by, the assistant writes in the group chat and he was just like, unfortunately, we're going to have to move locations. And he puts the new address and then he puts the new time at 9 p.m. One of the girls put the eyeballs in the chat and she was like, did you mean to put 9 p.m.? Like, y'all changed the time? He was like, yeah, the new location, they don't have any reservations available, so we're going to have to do it at 9 p.m. And y'all, that was ding, ding, ding. That was another red flag. Although now I have done photo shoots at nighttime, I'm not saying it's always a red flag because I recently did a photo shoot that they had the studio like all day. They had rented it out all day. And it was a peer space, y'all. It was a peer space studio. I don't know if y'all know what that is, but it's basically like a warehouse or a real estate that somebody rented out. Well, they technically, sometimes you can rent it out or sometimes you can own it, and you will basically just like rent portions of it for like a few hours and you'll have to pay like an hourly rate. So that's what they did. Ooh, Jesus. Whew. So they do that. And by this time, I'm already ready. I'm trying to mingle with the girls in the chat. And everyone started sending what they have on. Everybody has on a bodysuit. And then some girls were saying they were just going to wear sweats because he was just like, the product. Yo, the signs was there. He told us that we were going to be wearing some exclusive merch from one of the models influencers that he was working with. So it didn't really matter what we were going to wear because they was going to give us something to put on when we got there. And even then, y'all, at the time I was just like, oh my gosh, we seeing some exclusive stuff, some stuff that didn't even drop yet. I'm really eating this up, y'all. Fast forward, I get dropped off. I have Malcolm end up dropping me off. And when I get there, I'm like one of the first girls there. I show up at like 8:42 and it's like two girls waiting by the building and they also got dropped off. Like all the girls with no cars, we end up being there first, y'all. We were on time. So we waiting by the door and I'm overly friendly, y'all. I'm trying to mingle with the girls. I'm like, hey. They're like, hey. And they kind of just turned back to each other and they just started talking. So I'm like, all right, I hope like more people show up because the vibes was just off with them. Like the entire time they were throwing me off. And at this time I was peak woke, y'all. I went to an HBCU. So in my brain, I was already kind of annoyed, but at the same time, like later what happened, it really proved what I was already thinking. But I was already thinking that they were one of those type of girls that thought they was all of that just because they was bright skinned, just because they was bright. Yeah, they the type of girls that got light skin and a name in their ad, like those type of girls. Y'all know the type of girls I'm talking about. They was them type of girls. So I'm already annoyed because I'm already getting that vibe and I'm overly friendly. And I've complimented her twice because I'm like, maybe I'm just reading this wrong. But baby, after I compliment you the second time and you don't say nothing, oh yeah. After I compliment, after I compliment you the second time, and you don't say nothing, oh yeah, I don't like you. And I do it 2 times because my discernment be off the first time. So I'm like, maybe she ain't hear me. You know, I'm always giving somebody the benefit of the doubt. But after I do it that second time and you still don't hear, okay, yeah, I don't like you. So I'm waiting and I end up complimenting like one of their shoes and the thank you, it was like unheard of, y'all. Like the thank you was unheard of. So anyway, I'm waiting. And I also write in a group chat and I asked if any of the other girls was coming. People were putting their ETA in the chat. People were saying, like, is he there yet? Because I don't want to show up to 9:30. Like people was putting a whole bunch of stuff. The assistant ends up writing in the chat and he was just like, yes, we are here. We're still setting up. If you ladies are already here, you can come inside and make sure you sign up list. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm waiting by the door and I'm trying to ask the girls, like, do y'all know how to get in there? Because there was like a code on the door, y'all. You couldn't just walk in. Like it had a code on the door. So they're like, no, we don't know the code. We're writing the assistant. He taking 100 years to respond back. Finally, somebody comes, another girl comes and she opens the door and she lets us in. And it's the makeup artist. Strike 3, y'all. The makeup artist had a makeup bag. Not one. Okay, y'all. So, oh my gosh, the sun is so pretty. Hold on, let me show y'all this. Look at that sunset. Do y'all see that? How can I zoom? Oh, hold on. Let me try to zoom. I don't think y'all can see it. Oop, let me not zoom. Okay, so y'all, it's getting dark, so let me just go ahead and hold this. Where were we at? Because I'm not gonna lie, somebody ended up calling me, and y'all know I can talk. So basically, girl, so basically, they let us inside. They have a wrinkle backdrop, a white wrinkle backdrop, and some light shades, and that's literally it. So I'm like, you must pay $1,000 for your Photoshop. You must got the paid version, because it ain't no way this is the same studio that's on your Instagram photos. Like, how the photo, like, y'all, it didn't make sense. I'm like, this just can't be the same studio that you was I don't know, y'all. It was just giving like, bootleg Craigslist photo shoot. Like, it was just weird. But I didn't say anything. I came in there, and I was telling y'all about the makeup artist. I noticed that she only had one bag, so I was already kind of thinking like, what the hell? As a professional makeup artist, I've got my makeup done. Not even professionally, y'all. I've never got my makeup done professionally, but I got my makeup done by a makeup artist before at home, and they usually have bags and bags and like literally like a suitcase of makeup. So I'm like, what the hell? And if y'all are wondering why my face keep changing colors, I got my Christmas tree on, and my Christmas, hold on, let me show y'all. My Christmas tree changed colors, y'all. So if it keeps highlighting my face, that's why. Yeah, so I get in there and I'm just like, what? That's it? That's all you got? You only got 3 foundations, y'all. She had 3 foundations. She had like maybe 5 or 6 pencils. She had some beauty brushes. She had some makeup wipes. She had eyeliner. And that was it, y'all. That was the whole Sephora. I was just like looking like that's all you got. But I didn't say anything, y'all. I waited my turn because the 2 other girls, they got in the chair before me. And they only had 2 makeup artists. So once she finished their makeup, I could already tell that the girl didn't like her makeup. So me being nice again, this was like the 3rd time that I said something to her. I'm trying to be nice. I'm just like, oh, you look cute. You look so cute. And she just looked at me. She was just like she had an attitude on her face, and it's just like, I ain't make you ugly. God did it. Like, I ain't do it. So why you got an attitude with me? So she gets up and she looks at her homegirl or whatever, and I can already tell they giving each other the face, like they don't really like it. Her homegirl is like basically trying to do what I did, telling her like, oh, you look nice, you look good, friend, like it's not bad, like it really does fit you. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna let her lie to you then, because I tried to say something, you didn't want to say anything to me. So then the other makeup artist, and she was like, you can come. As soon as I sit down, y'all, and this is really when I should have left, because at this point, it's no point for me to try to be in a photo shoot and go viral for being ugly, or go viral because my face is freaking light skin and then my neck is charcoal. Like, I should have just left at this point. But anyway, I sit down. As soon as I sit down, the makeup artist is just like, I don't got your shade. And I was like, okay. He didn't tell us to bring our own makeup. He said it was going to be a makeup artist here. So I really don't know what to do. And then the other makeup artist, it was just like, I don't have your shade either, but like we can make something work. She basically gave her brown bronzer, which is like, it wasn't my shade, y'all, but I would say like, I don't who shade. I'm trying to think. I'm a little bit darker than Gabrielle Union, y'all. Like right now I look light because it's winter, but I'm a little darker than Gabrielle Union, and she had Gabrielle shade. So she was like, yeah, we can kind of mix this in. So she starts mixing concealer with foundation with bronzer and stuff. So I'm like, all right, we might be able to like make this work or whatever. So she starts doing my face. I'm like, okay, I'm trying to vibe. I'm listening to music. And even at this point, y'all, 55 inch, I have yet to see him. Like I do not see him at all. Somebody else is starting to shoot the other girl. Like they're doing like solo like headshots or whatever. So she finishes my makeup, and I told her like immediately, I already knew I wasn't gonna like it, because she started asking me questions. Just like while she was doing my makeup, she was like, oh, this is like, it's coming out. Like, yeah, I can make this. Like, no, you trying to reinsure yourself. No, it's not gonna work. So I already kind of told myself, all right, this is not gonna be cute, Asia. So just prepare to leave. Like, prepare to go ahead and call your Uber and leave. So I see my face, y'all. It wasn't bad, to be honest. It wasn't terrible, but I was just like, I don't like it. I'll just take off the foundation. I liked the way she did my eye, but I didn't like the foundation. So I was like, I'm gonna just take off the foundation. And she was just like, well, let's do a flash test, because sometimes with the lights, it might look like your shade. Like, it might be okay. So she takes a picture of my face, and y'all, Eddie Murphy. I looked like Eddie Murphy. My neck was 12:59. It was midnight. And my face was the color of my skin. Like, it looked so bad, y'all. It looked terrible. So I'm just like, I don't think this is gonna work. So I take off the foundation part. And at the time, my skin was pretty clear. So I was just like, it's okay. I could do without. Like, my eyebrows were nice and my foundation was nice. And she gave me like a wing eyeliner. So I was like, okay, I can make this work. So I'm waiting. More girls have came in at this time. I'm waiting. I'm meeting with some of the girls. All of a sudden, I see 55-inch, and he has a whole entourage. It's like a whole bunch of men around him, y'all. And I'm not over exaggerating when I say this man was 55 inches tall. Like, maybe with Tim's, he probably gave like 5'2", but y'all, it really gave like, you can't ride this ride unless you this tall. Like, it gave, you have to reach this, like, it, y'all, that man was tiny. Like, he was so tiny, and he had an attitude. Like, soon as I seen him, I was just like, oh, like, the real photographer, like, he's finally here or whatever. And some of the girls started like walking over there, and when I say he paid them dust, that man paid them dust. So I already knew not to follow suit. So I just like, oh, okay. But keep in mind, this is a pay. I don't even know if I told y'all the amount that because the advertisement, it didn't say, it said pay, but it didn't specify the amount. But in the group chat that they later added us in, and from me talking to some of the girls, everybody had the same understanding and consensus that we were getting paid $100 for a 2-hour photo shoot. Keep in mind, at this point, the photographer, we had already been there for an hour. The photographer just showed up entering the second hour. So I'm sitting there, and I'm by, like, it's another girl that I met. I'm sitting by her because, like I said, y'all, the short 55 inches, he was angry. Like, he was real angry. So all of a sudden, out of nowhere, y'all, I hear the assistant yelling, if you haven't paid your deposit, you can't shoot today. You can't shoot today. So I look, and I tap the other girl, and I'm like, you paid a deposit? What deposit? And she was like, a deposit? No, I didn't know I had to pay a deposit. I thought this was paid. A deposit? What are we paying a deposit for? So they start whispering. Everybody started whispering. And I don't like games like this. So I walk up to him, and I'm like, hey, I got added to the group chat late, but I didn't know anything about a deposit. Like, they didn't tell me nothing about a deposit. So he's like, oh, you good. And he gives me like this real intimate type of hug, y'all. Like, you know how when somebody hug you respectful, they put their hand on your right here in the middle of your back, but he like hugged me on my lower back, the top of my booty. So I was just like, okay, like, we good or whatever. It was like a flirty hug. So I'm like, all right, he said that we good, but it gave like, you good, but don't tell nobody that I said that you good. Like, don't tell nobody what I just told you that you're good. So I stopped questioning. When they asked me about a deposit, I'm like, I don't know. I don't remember if I paid a deposit. Like, I'm playing it cool, y'all. So he takes us in like groups. It was like total, y'all, the 20 girls that was in the group chat, half of them didn't even show up. And I should have been them. Those were the girls with sense. The girls that had common sense, they didn't show up. So it was only 10 of us total. So I go, and he has me with the 2 girls, like the first group, the girls that did their makeup. I go with them, and we're standing there, and it was already giving that she was trying to act like she was Beyonce and I was Destiny Child, and I would never be Destiny Child. My last name is Brown. So I'm like basically being passive aggressive because I can already you could feel the energy when somebody wants to be head honcho, when they want to be the muse, or they think that they look the best, or they want to be in the front. Like, when he had me behind them, he had us like in a triangle. When I was in the back, sis didn't have no problems, but when he rotated the image, like the order, y'all, she was just like, who, me? When he was like, go to the back, she'd be like, who, me? No, you. Yeah, go to the back. Like, what are you doing? Like, she had a problem anytime I was in the front. And then when I was in the front, it was like, I don't know, y'all, it was just secret animosity. Like, she did not want me to be by her. The energy switch. Like, when she's in the front, you kikiing, you laughing, you posing. But when you're in the back, the assistant has to direct you, touch you, shoulders up, neck this way. And it's just like, how much more neck do she need? Like, you keep telling her to hold her neck up. She don't got no more neck because I'm in the front. And that's what she's mad at. She had a problem with that. So I'm still like, still on the vibe. And another thing I want to mention, even though I didn't care, y'all, because I was not drinking at this time, but he put, like, the assistant had said that food was going to be there. He said food and beverages, like alcohol, was going to be there. He said it was going to have an open bar. Tell me why the open bar was Fireball. Who drinks Fireball? I don't drink Fireball, y'all. Like, I don't. It was Fireball and it was pizza, y'all. That was the food. Even though they did not specify on the flyer, but the food was Fireball, and it had me looking at him sideways. Nonetheless, I'm still doing the photo shoot. I'm having a good time. They have music going on. They did have like wine and stuff. It was a vibe, y'all. I'm still just enjoying my time. Although at this point we were already over the 2-hour mark. Fast forward, more girls end up coming in at this point, and they're doing their photos, and it's the same thing. Anybody that was my complexion, anybody that was dark skin, they didn't have our shade, because it was another girl. She was making a big deal about it, and she was talking crap, like passive aggressively. She was just like, how you a makeup artist and you don't got our shade? And she was like a couple yards from the makeup artist, and she was saying it out loud. And the makeup artist, they basically had some inside beef going on, and it was about the fact that you do not have our shade. Like, how are you a makeup artist and you do not have our shade? And this is why I say I only go, like, if I have to book a makeup artist, I'm only going to a makeup artist that I can see that can do both dark skin and light skin people makeup. But like I said, y'all, they just said that the artist was already included, so I didn't even think like much into it. I didn't even think to bring my foundation. So the photo shoot is going on, and like I said, it was a bunch of men. It was like 15 different men there. I start asking them like, oh, like, what y'all doing here? Like, because they kept asking us as we would walk by. They would be like, can I help you with something? And it's like, you can't help me, but you need to help your homeboy. Like, if you can iron out the back of the backdrop, that would be nice. If you can't do that, then no, you can't help me with anything. So they would try to be flirty. They'd be like, oh, can I help you with anything? Da, da, da. It's like, no, you can't help me with anything. And I kept asking. I'm like, y'all got I'm losing my train of thought, y'all. But do y'all have a session here? Like, why are y'all here? And they're like, oh, no, we just vibing. Like, we vibing. We in town for the weekend. They said they had came from Atlanta, y'all, and they were in town for the weekend. Why, after the photo shoot, well, I want to say he was wrapping up. Like, it was the last set of girls that came in. I'm still waiting around because I wanted to know when they were going to collect the information for our payment and everything, because I was told that we were going to be getting paid in cash. I was added to the group chat late, so when they mentioned how they were going to disperse the money, I couldn't see any of those previous messages, but I had talked to some of the girls, and they're like, yeah, we're going to get paid in cash. Y'all, why? A girl comes over, like, she just got done taking her photos with 55-inch. She comes over and she's like, y'all, why did he just say that we were gonna have to pay $175 for all of the photos? And then the girl that was mad about her makeup, she's like, she goes over there, and before she even gets to him, the assistant already reads her body language, so he stops her. So I run over there, y'all, because I'm nosy. I like to know what's going on, and then I want to know, because I'm not paying for no pictures. Like, I'm not gonna lie, y'all, the pictures were very much cheap, because throughout the photo shoot, some of the girls would be like, oh, let me see, or he would want to, like, tell us how to pose, so he would let us see how we look, and the pictures were tea. Like, I did have a lot of cute pictures, and he did do a couple solo shots for me, so I'm like, I'm gonna get my pictures. Like, I'm gonna get my pictures. I ain't even finna be too much about it, because I feel like he low-key had a thing for me, so I felt like I was gonna be able to get my pictures, because the vibe that when I met him at Chick-fil-A, it was giving couth, classy. Like, it didn't give, he didn't have no home training, but the way he was talking to the girls in there, you would think he didn't have a mother. You would think a man birthed him, because I was just like, oh, like, calling women, he was addressing women as B words. Like, no decorum. So anyway, the assistant is talking to her, and I'm like kind of listening on the low. I'm like slowly like walking up to the situation as if I didn't know what was going on, y'all. So he was just like, yeah, we only provide 3 pictures for your portfolio. We can't give you all of the pictures. These are high-tech cameras. This is a high-tech studio. We have to pay for this. He's basically listing all the things that he had to pay for. And she was just like, are we getting paid? Are we getting paid? And he was just like, yes, you guys still are getting paid. But for the pictures, you're going to have... Sorry, y'all. We're going to have to charge you $175. And I'm just like, who's paying that?
who is paying that? Like, who is paying that? And I wasn't even mad because I was thinking like, oh, I'm gonna get my pictures on the back end. So I wasn't even angry. I wasn't even upset. As long as he said we were still getting paid, I didn't care. Because back then, y'all, $100 stretch. My rent was $400 back then. Like my rent was like $385 back then. So $100, yeah, I could do a lot with $100. So I'm not really engaging in anything. I go ahead and leave because at this point I already got all my pictures taken in. Basically, the boys were asking the girls if they could be like video vixens. Like after the photo shoot, 55 inch, he was shooting like a video for the homeboys. Like it was something that he was doing on the side. So it's the third time my camera done died. So, well, not died, but I keep running out of storage on my camera. So let me go ahead and wrap this up. But like I said, I was not bothered at all because I'm like, I'm just gonna talk to 55 inch on the back end. Like I'm not even worried. So at this point, the photo shoot is already over, but 55 inch, he started shooting a whole nother shot. Like he's shooting a music video for his homeboys, the friends that was there, the guys that said that they came from Atlanta. He's shooting a video shoot for them. And when I say it's ghetto, it's so ghetto, y'all. He asking some of the girls if they would be a video vixen. Like if he was like, you want to be in my video? You want to be? No, we don't want to be in this video. Like it was giving very amateur, y'all. And like the work, honestly, I don't even know how 55 inch had so many followers because the work that, like the studio and the work, it did not match. Like he must have had a excellent program to edit the photos and the videos because it just, y'all, it wasn't the same. But anyway, I'm like, I'm about to get ready and leave. But before I leave, I did want to personally say bye to 55 inch because I don't care about what y'all got going on, but I want to make sure I'm going to get mine. So I'm getting ready to tell him like, hey, I'm about to leave. And he was like, all right, get with my assistants about payment. So I'm like, okay, cool. I get with the assistants. The assistants like, as long as your name was on that list and you put your email, you're going to receive your money through PayPal. So I'm like, all right, cool. Bet. The other girls, a lot of them, a lot of them had already left because they were already mad about like how the whole event was. Like you said that you was going to have open bar. It's Fireball. You said that you were going to have makeup artists. They only got 2 products. You said you were going to have catering. We got pizza. Like that's all Pizza Hut do is catering. Like, can we count that as catering? Like, come on now. It was a facade, y'all. It was nothing. Like nothing that they said they were going to have, it was had. Like the only thing they had was an actual studio because Malcolm tried to convince me that I was going to be in a bando. And he was just like, bro, he running out of house. That's why he ain't giving you the address. But that was the only thing that was true, y'all. They did have a pure space like studio or whatever. So I end up leaving. I end up going home. And after that, I text because I had technically, I didn't have his number. I just texted the number that he texted me from when I gave him my number at Chick-fil-A. And I asked him about the money. He texted back and he was just like, who is this? And I was just like, hey, said, not the money, y'all. I said the money. I asked him about the pictures. He was just like, I'll give you the pictures, but you have like a bunch of pictures. I'm not going to like have time to send you all the pictures. If you're going to be on campus later, like I'll show you the pictures. So I'm like, all right, cool. Y'all, I told him I worked that afternoon and I told him he can come to the back of my job because we had like a trash area at Chick-fil-A where we would like bring people in. It was an area, I had no business doing this. It was an area where we store all of our bags and all of our like stuff before we went into work, like bags, clothes. It was the trash area, but they would use it as a locker, y'all. So I bring him in there. It's like a private area, y'all. He comes in there and I'm like swiping or whatever, telling him like which pictures I want or whatever. The man gets mad at me because I will not allow him to grab my butt. He tries to grab my butt and I scoot back and he was just like, oh, really? You gonna act like that? You gonna act like that? And he just leaves. Like he grabs his camera and he leaves. So I'm like, all right, I don't need the pictures. Like it is what it is. Like I don't need the pictures. I don't even care no more. I'm just concerned about the payment. So we did end up getting the payment, y'all. The payment didn't come in like 2 days, 3 days. We waited a whole week for that payment through PayPal, which a lot of people did say that they didn't even get their payment, but I actually did get my payment. So that was not a scam, but the scam was the photo shoots. I honestly feel like he was one of those PDF file photographers that wanted to freak on the girls and tried to use his work as a way to have access to people. And if he couldn't, then you're not getting your photos. And later somebody ended up, this is like years later, y'all, because I was still in the group chat, he did end up getting exposed, somebody in a whole nother group chat for withholding photos. But yeah, that's the story time on how I got scammed by a photographer because I never got any of the work or anything. And then the whole pay 175, nobody knew about making a payment to get these photos. So I think they made all of that up just to like I think they made all of that up just to get money. It was weird. It was very strange. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in my next story time. Mwah!